Hey YouTube, and welcome to Level 99 Mode. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about how I ended up becoming a jack of all trades, but I'm a master at none. So if you haven't heard of that term or that sentence, it basically, a jack of all trades is a person that is good at not everything, but he's good at many things, but he hasn't developed an expertise in a specific thing, right? He knows how to do electricity. He knows how to work on cars. He knows how to he knows how to build a house. Okay, not build a house, but like he knows how to do small repairs in the house. You get the idea. Like a person that knows a bit of everything, but he doesn't have a deep knowledge or expertise in something specific. So, and yeah, that's basically me. And I'm gonna explain in this video how I ended up becoming one. So yeah, I haven't really shared, if you are a subscriber of mine, I haven't really shared much of my past, my history. But for me, it's like I grew up as one of the Jehovah's Witnesses, right? So if you don't know what the Jehovah's Witnesses are, it's a strict organized religion. Some people say cult, but it's up to your understanding. But it's an organized, very strict, very controlled. Like it's a very controlled religion. So they control everything. And I was born and raised into that religion. So I remember this, right? And of course, my parents were overprotective, and I wasn't allowed to do a lot of things, especially when it came to education, right? So when I was younger, I didn't really take education and stuff like that serious. And also in my mind, I didn't know like what I wanted to do, because I was always like, oh, I want to worship God, right? That's obvious. Like I want to dedicate my life to God. And obviously I did it through this religion, right? So I spent a lot hours going out and preaching. I spent hours attending meetings. I spent hours like the church. That's what you would call the church, right? We call it the meeting. And I would just like, that was my life, Like I was just reading the Bible. I was just at home playing video games, and I was just like attending school. And I didn't think further ahead, I didn't really think like that. But then I became older, and so, by the way, I forgot to say, like at school, I chose to become a car mechanic, right? So that is my education. That is my background. Like if you ask me like what is my education, I would tell you that's one of them is being a car mechanic, right? So yeah, without going into details, I just want to say like, so when I got older, when I turned 24, I decided to leave the religion because I didn't really know. I had an intuition feeling that there was something wrong, like there's no way. There are many things, right? But one of them is like, there's no way I just happened to be born into the truth, because I talked to other people. I started to investigate other religions, and I was like, there's no way I was born into the right religion, like just like that, like something felt off, even though it was a good religion, everything like that, but something felt off. And yeah, I had to be honest with myself. Like, do I really know God? How do I know this is the truth? I don't know. I didn't know. So yeah, guys, so at 24 I decided to leave. And at that time I was working as a car mechanic, right? So I always thought that, I don't know, I just liked it. The reason I picked car mechanic is because I liked being a mechanic. Like I liked working on cars. I had some passion on cars, but after some time I realized like, oh, this is not it. Like every day I woke up to go to the workshop to wrench on another car, I just felt like I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to wake up early in the morning and work on the cars. You don't even know what you're going to get, right? So depending on what task I would get, that would determine the rest of the day, right? Like if I got a big job that sucked, it was painful, I was just like working, and it's not for me, right? So that's what I realized. that working as a mechanic wasn't. I mean, I like to work on cars in my free time as a hobby, but as a job, it's not working. So I quit, you know. And of course, a lot of people are like, especially my family, they're like, "Are you fucking crazy? Like, why would you quit this good position, right?" Because if I tell people like, "Oh, I'm a car mechanic," it's like, it's honorable, it's respectable, you know. It's like, wow, you're a real man, right? Working with your hands, all this stuff. But what does it matter if you're not truly happy with doing that, right? Like, if I'm not happy working on cars every day at work, I don't see the point of working as one, you know. If I didn't have an option but I had to do it, of course I would do it. But I have an option, and working as a car mechanic doesn't align with my personality. So yeah, guys, and that's the issue, you know. That's when it started, because when I left car mechanic, I was like, okay, what am I gonna do? So I was like, oh, I want to get into coding. I want to get into programming, you know. So I studied part-time at a school, and I was working on the side and I was studying on the side. And in the beginning, guys, it was amazing, you know. It was so easy. I did HTML, CSS, and I was like, wow, this is cool, you know. And I was really happy. I was like creating websites, and I was everything like that. But later, I started to struggle because coding became harder, right? I had to spend more time, and also I needed to work, right? Because I was paying rent, and I was in debt, you know. And at the same time, a tragedy happened in my life. So yeah, I managed to survive those 4 years. I'm telling you guys, those 4 years were hell, because I contemplated on quitting, but I kept on going, you know. So yeah, it's a bit cold, it's a bit warm. So, but after the 4 years, right, part-time 4 years, I got burned out so many times, by the way. I tried to get a job, and I was basically like, oh, you're cooked. Too many people applying, and I don't have time to invest, right? Like, even now, it's like, I have time, but it's like, after work to go home and code every single day, I couldn't do it. So now I'm sitting here with, like, you know, because I didn't only work as a car mechanic, I also worked at something else, right? So I'm sitting here with the knowledge of being a car mechanic. I'm sitting here as a web developer. I know how to develop websites. I'm sitting here as a baker. I'm sitting here as a, you know, retail worker. I'm sitting here as car parts guy. So I'm a jack of all. That's how I became a jack of all trades, right? Because I was like, I was just working, and it's like, I don't have a thing where I'm like, oh, I do accounting, or I'm a lawyer, or, you know. So that's how I became a jack of all trades, but a master at none. And I like to work hard, you know, but it's like, I haven't found that specific thing that I want to do, right, to build mastery in, unfortunately. So yeah. So yeah, guys, that's it. Like, and okay, I'm also gonna give you the solution, right? Because okay, so what am I planning to do right now? So right now, I know why. It's because I didn't really know myself, right? So if you want to find the one thing that you want to master, you need to figure out who you are as a person, right? Your personality traits, the way you're wired in your mind, like what gives you meaning, what do you like? So many things you need to figure out before you choose a career, in my opinion. So yeah, right now I'm working on that. Right now I'm working a lot, but after some time I probably need to think about, even though it's gonna hurt, right? Because I've spent a lot of time trying to, wow. I've spent a lot of time trying to like get into programming, but it just didn't work. I mean, and I know it could work for me, but it's like, I don't have enough time to dedicate, you know? At least not now. So we'll see later. So that's it, guys. That's it for the video. I'm kind of tired, as you can tell. I'm just so exhausted, but we gotta keep pushing, right? We gotta keep pushing. even if I had a bad day, it's like it's all good. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe for more. Peace out.